Debate is heating up over whether or not the Fearless Girl statue should stay on Wall Street. The statue was put up to highlight International Women's Day, and it immediately became a tourist draw and an internet sensation. The Fearless Girl is right across from the iconic Wall Street charging bull. So originally this was put up only until April 2nd, but just yesterday the mayor's office said we're actually going to let this stay until February of 2018. So this was kind of meant to, it went in this location specifically because they want to encourage more people, more firms on Wall Street to hire more women. So that's kind of where this got started, Susan Elizabeth.
And I know there's been a lot of talk about it. I mean, it's stirred up a huge conversation. People are getting behind it. I think it should be permanent.
The bull placement, because they're staring each other down now, and I didn't know much about the history of the bull, but it was actually in the wake of the stock market crash that happened in 1987. It was supposed to be a symbol of Americans' financial resilience and kind of that can-do spirit. And the sculptor of the bull is not happy about this because he says his bull went from being kind of this hero, this strong presence, to the villain in this situation.
Well, yeah, I mean, it totally is. You're going to pick the little girl. She's the heroine there. The thing that's interesting here, as the bull's sculptor will be quick to point out, the people that actually put the little girl statue there, that's an investment firm. And he's calling it a publicity stunt. And yeah, I mean, I certainly would be upset if I were him. You've got this thing that's this hero, that's this icon in New York for nearly 3 decades. And then all of a sudden, this cute little girl shows up and then you're the villain? You didn't do anything wrong.
And they were pitted face to face.
Yes.
And of course people are making that analogy.
Well, I think it's just great. I mean, obviously, I know, Kylie, we were talking about this, is it can be whatever your interpretation you want it to be, because it is art. But I also think that it forces people to have a conversation about, you know, how can we hire more women? How can we make sure that more women are getting jobs in executive positions? I think even right now it's only 14% of the 14% are women in those type of positions.
Do you think that the statue does that, or are people just taking pictures with it because they think it's cool?
I think it does do that. I think that the statue would not have the impact that it has if it wasn't facing something specific and something to take on. It's taking on an adversary, and in this case, it's the bull. So I understand why the sculptor's not thrilled about it, but I mean, it's not owned by anyone in particular. He could actually move it, which is interesting.
Well, I think what would be interesting is if they picked other villains in New York City, like you move it around, maybe you put it in front of Yankee Stadium. Everybody hates Yankee Stadium.
Stop it.
If you're in New York.
No.
You move it there. You could move it in Trump Tower. There's, you know, another potential adversary. I think you move it around and you can still get your pictures with it, and you don't just pick on the bull.
You want the bull to have its feelings kind of acknowledged.
Yeah.
Then I think we should maybe put the statue in front of, you know, a place like NBC or ABC.
Yeah.
The competition.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even know what those letters are. Never heard them before. Well, today.